All right, fire away when ready. Not everybody at once, man.
Would you enjoy coming back to Middle Tennessee?
Yeah, it's great to be back here in Mid-State. Obviously, we have so many alumni back here, a lot of former players, fan base. You feel the passion and energy from this area of the state, and so it's great to be back here. And for us, I think we got close to 14 guys on our roster that are from this area, and so it's great to be back.
Josh, how active has it been since the spring game in terms of transfer portal traffic, and how active did you expect that to be for you?
2 weeks after you finish up the spring game, portal opening up, for our staff, having intentional conversations with all of our players through the exit interview process. I do the same thing on the back end of their conversations, having an opportunity to help players understand where they're at, where we got to get to by the time we get to fall. A couple guys that jump in, you're monitoring everything that's going on as well. So chaotic, plus your coaches are out on the road recruiting as well. So there's a lot of moving parts at this point in the year.
Just the challenges of the portal are the challenges. Is the spring different than the wintertime challenges for you guys, or do you think coaches in general the spring's more of a hassle than the wintertime, or what is the spring versus the winter in terms of the portal?
I'm not sure what the right verbiage is. It's different. You can just look at the numbers of guys that are that enter the portal, based on the time of the year. So it's different. The culture of your program, you've been building it since January, being mindful of those things as well as you look at, who's in the portal. You're closer to the season. Guys, they're ingrained into your program, understand where they got to continue to grow. So it's different, than the January process.
When you get 2 weeks removed from spring ball, or a couple of weeks removed, what do you like most about what you got done? Where are you as you head into this next quarter of your off-season program?
Yeah, our guys are back at work in the weight room this time of year. You're not doing as much movement with them. Great time to add mass to their frame and strength before they come back here as we kick off the summer at the end of May. As much as anything with this group, how consistent they are in their approach to the day, how intentional they are at continuing to get better. That's been in the practice arena, during spring ball. It's certainly been since they got back in the weight room too. So I love the maturity of how hard they compete.
What were some of the conversations with your guys who either were drafted or recently signed as undrafted free agents?
Yeah, going into the weekend, try to have a conversation, or text message with those guys. One of the things that, I just learned going through it, you can't control what happens on those 3 days. You control the controllables throughout the course of the process. At the end of it, doesn't matter when or where, you got to enjoy the next phase and the opportunity to move on. And so for the guys that were drafted, the guys that signed free agent deals, taking an opportunity, a moment, which is really hard in the process of becoming, as a competitor, you're always worried about what's coming next. Take a moment to enjoy the journey and where you're at with your family, friends, so many people that play a part in it. And then, doesn't matter now at this point. Now it's about getting in the building and going and making it happen.
What did you think about having 3 guys drafted and building on the NFL success in the past couple of years?
Yeah, excited for those guys. Thought they would go. Thought we might have another guy or two potentially at the end. Excited about the landing spot. Everybody feels really good about where they're going to and their opportunity to go in there and compete and grow and earn a roster spot as they go through training camp. For all of our guys, you look at over the last three years, the number of guys that we've had drafted, 13, I think. You got to go back almost 20 years to see those types of numbers out of the Tennessee football program. So I think it speaks to those guys, but it also speaks to what we're doing inside of our building. Our coaches pouring into them, the growth of the players. You look at our support departments, whether that's strength, nutrition, continuing to help these guys get themselves prepared to play at a high level while they're wearing the orange and white, but also have the opportunity to step into the next level.
Josh, I know you said that you're monitoring the portal, or I know coaches never have enough depth, but are you comfortable where this team is at in terms of what your roster looks like, or is?
I like this football team. I like what our young guys did throughout the course of spring that were there. You know, we're not where we need to be by the time we get to the fall, but the leadership, you know, our veterans, where they're at. So I really like this football team. Now we got to continue to grow every day.
How comfortable of a feeling is that as a coach, where you're at a point where you're not combing? I know you're monitoring, but you're not like, I got to have this, that, or the other this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, we're just in a different spot. I think our first spring, you know, I think we were at like 54, 55 guys. You know, we ended up like 64 that were with us in the fall. Had to add pieces, just no depth on our roster. Now you're in the phases, 3 recruiting classes. You're starting to add the body types, the skill sets, and you know, adding continued depth to our roster. And you know, for us, that's still the next phase for our program is being deep enough as things happen during the course of the season. Make sure that you got championship players ready to go compete every Saturday.
Is this really the first time you feel like you turned a corner when it comes to depth and having the full complement that you want?
This is the deepest that our roster has been at any point, and you know, that's the front lines, O-line, D-line. It's our skill position. You know, you look at our wide receiver number, just pure numbers, we're deeper than we've been. We got to continue to grow, but certainly at this point, it's the deepest that we've been within our roster.
Anything else?